What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to start to reseal the new engine for the Genesis. So we got a whole assortment of parts here: head gasket, a bunch of serpentine belts, we got gaskets, spark plugs, everything, new oil pan, fluids. We got a whole ordeal of parts here. So what we're going to be doing is going to be tearing most of the motor down, basically till it's like a bare long block, and we're going to be starting to reseal and inspect what the previous owners didn't maintain on it. So let's get started. All right, so before we start, I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of all the new parts that we have. So we got a head gasket, OEM timing chains, serpentine belt, a couple gaskets, we got spark plugs, more gaskets, got a thermostat. We do also have the OEM chain in here somewhere at the bottom of the box. There we are, OEM Hyundai chain. We have a new oil pan because this one very rusty. And then we got our fluids and such there. So let's get to it. All right, so basically what we're going to be doing is getting all this equipment off of here. So all the pulleys, the alternator, intake manifold, the turbo, and we're going to get it all stripped down. We are going to be doing the head gasket because, like I said in the last video, we did have a little bit of a leak on the backside that we're concerned about. So we're going to pop the head off, or we're going to change the head gasket. I already bought a brand new Male head gasket, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, you German guys are going to kill me in the comments if I don't pronounce it right. We also got a new timing chain and guides. Like I said in the last video, this is an aftermarket one. You can see how loose it is already. Probably, I mean, it might not have tension at the moment, but we got new chain, new guides, all OEM parts from Hyundai. We got a new oil pan as well that's gonna be going on because you can tell this one is rotted, so we're not gonna be working with that one. So what we're gonna start with is we're gonna get everything off the engine, and then I'm gonna show you guys where we're at. All right, so most of the engine is completely stripped of all the accessories. Mine is this side of the engine. We're just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna leave the intake manifold on. So we got the timing chain off. It is a brand new timing chain, so they weren't lying about that, but it's an aftermarket one. We got the new one from Hyundai to put in. It looks pretty clean here. Nothing looks damaged or anything. They just used a lot of RTV, which I don't really like because it's coming seeping through the sides. But I just cracked these cam caps loose, and they were not very tight. So that's slightly concerning. So if we ran this engine, there could have been something catastrophic happen. These could have came loose, and then we could have popped the cams right up and or sent the lifter somewhere. But anyway, we're going to get all these off. We're going to pull the head off. They do have the ARP head studs in there, so we're going to inspect those. I'm sure they were just put on, so they're most likely good to use again. So we're going to get these cams off, get the head off, and then we'll inspect why the back is leaking oil.
All deep once again, my heart is waking. It hurts when you lie all the time. Can't feel anymore. Feels numb when I die. Restart me again and again. Your love, the ghost of me. Been waiting for the light. Won't say goodbye. Won't close my eyes and die. I'm waking, give me life. The ghost of me.
Alright, so we're coming to an issue with these two studs here. Can't crack them loose. You need a very thin socket, and it's a triple square. So we need to go find out which socket we need. So we're going to take a break for tonight, come back at this tomorrow. I'll show you guys what socket we pick up, what we figure out to get this out. Alright, so we are back. We had to make our own specialty tool here. The camera will focus. So this is a 12 point, what was the size on this again? Half inch. So this is a half inch 12 point that we had to grind down on the stone wheel to get it to fit properly, and it fits perfectly onto the ARP studs, and we can get these out. So these are all cracked loose now. We're gonna buzz them off with the impact gun. We're gonna get the head off. All right, so we got the head off the car. The motor is upside down at the moment. That's because we're going to change this oil pan and have a quick inspection inside. Check the connecting rods as much as we can see. We are like leaking a little bit of oil down here, but yeah. And we're gonna clean up the top of the cylinder head, or the top of the block and the cylinder head. Just refresh everything. I know technically you're supposed to send it to a machine shop, whatever, but we're just gonna do it with a little bit of a fine grit sandpaper just to make sure all the smooth edges are gone, or the rough edges are gone, make it all nice and smooth. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take this oil pan off because it's very, very rusty. Just a couple of 10, not a couple of 10 mils, but a lot of 10 mils. We're gonna get this off and then pop the new one on, and we're gonna check how it looks inside. All right, we have the oil pan off. We flipped the engine back up because we're just gonna get the head on. We're gonna get the new gasket on. We cleaned this up. I know that's not the right way to do it, but we did make this. It's very smooth, and it still looks a little dirty, but it's very smooth. We did the same thing with the head as well. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna throw our new Male head gasket on and pop the head back on, and we have OEM Hyundai head bolts in this bag here. So we're gonna slap those on. We're gonna douse these in a little bit of oil. We're gonna go ahead, put this back on, and then we'll see how we're looking. All right, so I have this level on top of the engine just before we put the head on. So basically what this will tell me, I know it's not really the proper way to do it, but basically we're gonna let this sit flat. I know the motor's sitting on a little bit of an angle, but basically what we're gonna do here, I already did it. I just wanna show you guys what I did, is you let this level sit flat along the engine, and then you wanna shine a light behind on this side, like I was using this light here. You wanna shine a light behind it, and you want to see if any light is coming through the hole, like the gap on the bottom from where the cylinder block is and the level is, and that'll tell you if you have any high spots or low spots. We're gonna do the same thing with the head as well. Everything is okay. I'm gonna go over this head one more time. I'm gonna use some 5,000 grit here that I have. I know, like I said, this is not the right way to do things, but I'm on a budget here. I don't have the money to get this machined right now. Otherwise I would. But we're gonna go at this with some 5,000 grit just to get it nice and smooth, get some of these score marks out. I'm probably gonna wet sand it. Might not be a good idea, but just to make it help it glide better, either do it with some brake cleaner or wet sand it. We're gonna go at this one more time before we put the head on. I'm not gonna show you guys measuring the head because it's the same process as doing it on the block. So once I sand this down, my buddy's coming to help me put the head on, and then we're gonna get the new bolts on. We have OEM Hyundai head bolts. Two of them are going to be different than the other two. I have them in the car. I will show you guys just before we put them on. So two of them won't have washers. Well, they will, but they won't be attached to the actual bolt itself. And those need to go in the front here, because if you try to put this bolt in, you cannot with the washer there. So two of them come with washers, without washers, sorry. So you pop the standalone washer itself on the bottom first, then you slide the bolt through. I don't know why Hyundai did it like this. I guess maybe just for structural rigidity here, but you can't get the bolts in there. As you guys seen at the beginning of the video too, trying to get those ARP bolts out to make that socket. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna get to finishing up this with the 5,000 grit, and then we're gonna go ahead, slap the head back on, and then get the cams on, get the timing all sorted out, and we should be good. So let's continue. All right, so what I got here is this random like 220 grit block here. I don't need the block put in there. I'm gonna just put the pad around the block here, just wrap it around, and start sanding.
Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Okay. God, man, there's a lot of mosquitoes in here. God damn. So, see, this is sanded down with the 5,000 grit. It's very smooth. The ultimate goal, I know it still might look a little bit patchy in these small spots, but this is smooth. As long as it's smooth and it's good, I'm going to go over it with the level again. I probably shouldn't have put it in the gravel there, but I'm going to go over it one more time, and we're gonna check. I'm gonna turn the lights off, and we're gonna check for the gaps and make sure that we're okay. But 5,000 grit, you're hardly doing anything. You're just basically just barely touching the surface. This is all smooth. I'm gonna wipe it down one more time before we put the head gasket on, and then we're gonna do the same process to the head. All right, so I went ahead and I checked the block with the level, and we are good. There is a very, very small amount of light coming through on the bottom. Almost not even noticeable. You have to look really close to even see it. But yeah, so we're gonna have the same process done for the head. I'm just waiting for my buddy to come to give me a hand with that. We're gonna put the level on the head, and then once that is all good, then we're gonna slap the head gasket back on, or the new head gasket on, and then get the cylinder head on, and then continue from there. So I'm gonna wait for my buddy to show up, and then we're gonna go ahead, start doing the same process on the head. All right, so we got Matt here. We remember him from the Miata videos if you guys watch those episodes. We are ready to put the head gasket on the car. So we have the Male head gasket, got a little bit of oil on it, but that's fine. So we're gonna plop that down there. Opa. Just wipe a little bit off. Okay. I hope that's not gonna cause a problem now. Should be okay. All right, so this is the front, that's the back. Okay. Just wash that dipstick too. Line this side a little bit better. Oh, it's the dowel. Yeah, there's the head gasket. There it is. There it is. So that's on. Okay, so that is on. And like I said, we have these OEM Hyundai head bolts, lightly covered in a little bit of oil. Like I said at the beginning, two of them won't have the washers. I'll show you guys those in a minute before we put them on. Okay, so this is what I was saying about those two front bolts. They won't have the washers. The washers will come separate with them. The other ones do have the washers attached. These ones will be separate. These ones are only meant to go into the front here. That's because, like I said at the beginning, like I showed you guys, you cannot put the bolts in with the washers attached.
Suck me in smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes.
Okay, so now we have to do a pass at 90 degrees. So I'm gonna set this up for degrees, and then we're gonna go back at it. Okay, so this special torque wrench we have here does do degrees. If you guys don't have one that does degrees, you can just get one of those degree inclinometers, whatever they're called, that you can put on top of the torque wrench and you can find your degree. But luckily we have this one that does degree. So we're gonna go ahead and start with 90 degrees, which is gonna be a lot. You can circle back, I can tell you. 50, 60, 70. 10 is here.
Yep. Last one.
Just a little bit. Oh boy.
Try and hold it.
Okay. Okay. Damn.
All right.
Those are torqued.
They're
Perfect.
definitely torqued. I can verify.
Yep. It shows our last values for. Our last values was 100 and something. Perfect. So, okay. We're gonna clean this up now. We're gonna clean up the little spring buckets here. At least see a little bit of dirt on them. We're gonna just clean those up, take them out, clean them out, and then we're gonna get the cams on. So that one's good. All right, guys, so we're gonna end the video here. We did finish up putting the cams in. Everything is all good. So in the next video, we're gonna be working on doing the timing and getting the rest of the motor back together. So we're gonna put the oil pan on, get the front cover on, and we're gonna clean up the motor a little bit because it's a little bit dirty. So we're gonna paint it, make it look nice. So basically in the next video, that's what we'll be doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until the next one, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.